everybody. Well, today I want to talk to you guys about letting go. One thing that I've noticed is that, and I've noticed this in the media, and I've noticed this with just people in the community, and not necessarily the, like the community on YouTube, but the community where I live in and everything. I've noticed that people have a hard time letting go of their idea of how things should be, and also things that they're used to doing. They're afraid to let go and try something new. I want to tell you guys a story. Okay, I got married when I was 18 or 19? 19. I got married when I was 19, and I had my first son when I was 20, and my second son when I was 23. And, I don't recommend to anybody that you get married when you're young, just because things change so much. And then when you have your Saturn return, when you're about 28, 29, 30, things change a lot, and people usually end up getting divorced. If not, then they have a much stronger relationship afterwards. So, anyway, I was in that marriage for 6 years. And although it had a lot of good points, it had a lot of challenging points. And we ended up getting a divorce. And, that was something that I thought I was kind of, I don't know. It just seemed like I was kind of stuck in that spot, and I was afraid to let go of the marriage that I knew wasn't working on either of us. I mean, he didn't seem happy, I wasn't happy, so it just made sense that we just let go of the marriage, and so that we could find someone else to be happy with, then I moved back up to where I was from originally. Then I got a job. It was good. Then I got laid off. Well, then I found that I had an opportunity to go work in South Africa. And I was like, oh yay! And it was thrilling and scary all at the same time. And I've always been one to really like the comforts of the same routine and everything like that. But then I was always one to, at the same time, like routine, but I always loved adventure, and I loved something new. I loved trying different things, trying different foods. Which, side note, I've tried chicken feet. Me and my sister went to Chinatown in Chicago, and we went to this Chinese restaurant, absolutely amazing Chinese restaurant, and we had what's called dim sum, and they had chicken feet, and I'm like, I'm going to try it just to say that I tried it. And I tried 3 bites because I knew the first bite would be all mental. The second bite I knew would be part taste bud, part mental, and then the third bite I was like, tastes like chicken feet. Tastes like what you think chicken feet would taste like. Yeah, but anyway, so that was a long time ago. So anyway, yeah, so I love being in my comfort zone, but I also love the thrill of being outside my comfort zone. So when I got the opportunity to go work in South Africa, I literally gave everything away. I gave away everything except for 50 cubic feet of personal items, such as, most of it was clothes, some of it was dishware, cookware and stuff like that. And then there was probably 2 boxes of just really sentimental things, such as photo albums, baby stuff like that. Baby stuff meaning the stuff from my kids. And so, I went down, I interviewed, got the job, moved back, or, came back to, like Minnesota where I was living at the time. And then me and my boys went to South Africa, and I was only there for 3 months, or we were only there for 3 months, and it ended up not working out. Just some interesting things happening with the, company that I was going through, like the placement agency. But anyway, and I had such I had such a transformational time when I was living there on so many different levels, on just a physical level, and especially an emotional and spiritual level, to just let everything go. and just see what happens, you know. And I'm not saying drop everything that you have and move away to some random, you know, country just to see if something can work. I mean, have opportunities. And, you know, I've always been the type of person who I don't want to regret not trying something, you know. And I've skydived. I am so afraid of heights. Oh my gosh. But when I was in the Marine Corps, the guy that I was dating at the time, he he gave me a Christmas present of skydiving. I'm like, are you crazy? And he never skydived either. And so both of us were like freaking out. We were so nervous the whole day. Of course, he wouldn't show it until, you know, I jumped out of the plane first. And whenever I looked at his face when I was fixing to jump, he's like, he looked so petrified. It was hilarious. But just a simple fact that sometimes it does feel like you're jumping out of an airplane when you're trying something new, or when you're letting go of something that you've done for so long. But the feeling is so exhilarating to just let go of the past and start fresh. And every single day is like that. Every single day is so fresh and so new. And if we can just get past our ego and get past of, well, what is so-and-so going to think about me, or what is so-and-so going to, you know, are they going to talk about me, and blah, blah, blah. And I've heard this saying so many times, what other people think of you is none of your business. And I think that is so true. And I don't know how my family sees me. They may see, you know, one thing that my dad told me, he said that I'm one of the most independent and courageous of all the sisters, which there's 7 of us. And he just says, it never ceases to amaze me what you do, because I guess, you know, I love the comfort of doing things routinely, but I also love the thrill and exhilaration, which I said before, of trying something new. And I guess in trying something new so many different times, that almost comes routine, you know what I mean? So, and I say this because this is the season of letting go. This is when the trees let go of their leaves to go dormant and find the stillness in them during the winter. And then in the spring they reemerge with new leaves, more leaves, prettier, brighter leaves. You know what I mean? And by letting go of everything in the past and finding that place of stillness inside of you, you can reemerge a new person with so much more confidence, with so much more insight to yourself, to the people around you. Yeah, just don't be afraid to let go. And even something as small as a little spat between you and your, you know, partner, you know, whether it's your spouse or, you know, your partner or a coworker or a child or something, just let it go. Just go, you know what? Okay. And let it go. And then after you try a small, you know, like letting go like that, try something bigger. And when you feel the exhilaration of just being done, and this actually has to coincide with decluttering your house. There's a video that I made about depression and clutter and how it can hold you back. If you haven't watched it, you know, watch it, and this ties in with that. Letting go of stuff that you no longer use, that's not healthy, and just starting fresh. Oh. And then also just letting go to just see what happens, you know? Okay, anyway, it's a beautiful fall day. Let me show you guys my yard. I hope I'm not going over too much. There's my garden. But, you know, this is such an amazing time. Here's a tree, yay, that's like totally starting to drop its leaves. As you can see, all the leaves here. And then let me show you the... Now, every year we plant seasonal rye. And yeah, FYI, squash doesn't really decompose very well, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend putting that under an offering tree. Check it out, yay! I love mums. But yeah, I highly recommend that you guys just learn to let go of the things that are unhealthy in your life. Here's a whole bunch of moms that are getting ready to bloom. And also learn to take that step of, you know what, I'm going to try something just to try it. Or if you have an opportunity that scares the crap out of you because you have to move halfway across the world, if it's feasible for you to do it, go for it. I mean, really just go for it, because those are the times in life where you really grow and you really sort of see what you're made of, you know, especially being in the Marine Corps. I just did it. For one, I wanted to travel, and two, just to see if I could do it. And I did it. Yay! So anyway, well, blessed be, and I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Mwah. Bye-bye.